Let's take a look at the shallow depth wood setting on the Tramex MEX5, which makes it easy to determine elevated moisture in a variety of building materials. So in the menu of the MEX5, we're going to go to the non-destructive setting, and then we're going to choose wood percentage moisture content. Now you'll see across the top, I'm in wood percentage moisture content, and to get to the shallow setting, I'm going to press the center button, and now we're in wood shallow. The difference with the wood shallow, if you see this small pad here within the top pad, instead of sending a signal from here to here and going 1.25 inches deep into the material, in the shallow setting, it's sending a signal from here to here and only going about 3/8 deep. Now, if we compare this to a pin probe, we see that distance between the two is very similar, which helps the shallow depth reading to be less affected by the density of material. This helps to keep the readings within a smaller range to help us delineate increase in moisture. So here we have a dry condition in all our different materials, and we're going to use the shallow depth, and we're basically establishing our dry numbers. So in the bathroom, I have a tile floor on a concrete substrate. When I take some readings here, I'm getting 13.2, 13.6, 13.4. So right around 13s, mid-13s on the tile. So now we're going to look at the LVP outside of the bathroom. This is also on a concrete substrate. Remember, we were getting mid-13s on the tile. Now when I test the LVP here, 13, 13.4, 13.7. So you see, even though the LVP is not as dense as tile, we got numbers in the same range. Now we can take it a step further and test some of the other materials. Here we have some wood door trim. So if I start taking readings there, I'm high 11s on the door trim, 11.7, 12 right there. So high 11s, low 12s on the door trim. Now here we have a wood door that I can also test on the door. Same, I'm getting 11.5, 11.7 on the door. So again, we're just 2% different from what we were getting on the floor with the concrete substrate. So now if we look at the drywall, we can see that we're getting 10.5, 10.5, 10.5. So consistently, the drywall is just a little bit lower than the wood. Obviously, a little bit different density. So there is some change. We're looking at about 10.5 here on the drywall, in the 11s here, and 13s on the floor. But everything is within about 2% of each other. And when you go through and you test different materials in a house that's in equilibrium with the HVAC on, you're gonna see all the numbers are within this small range of each other. Generally about 2% or not much more. And this helps us to easily be able to discern where we have elevated moisture when we see numbers outside of this range, whether it be on the LVP, the tile, the drywall, or the wood in the house. So another material would be tile on a backer board in a shower. Obviously not a concrete substrate, but we can take readings here in the wood shallow, again only going about 3/8 of an inch deep, and we're 11.5, 11.7, 11.5. So we see consistent numbers on the tile on the wall, same as our other materials are within this small range. So here we have a wood cabinet, and on the outer edge of the cabinet that's a bit thicker, I'm getting 11.7. When I go to this paneling on the cabinet, which is thinner than here, and obviously my signal's probably going beyond, I get 10.5, but still between 1% of each other. And then we can even look at the drywall here, and I'm 9.9, 9.8, 10. So again, everything is within our 2%, 3% range. So once you get an understanding for your range of readings in the shallow depth setting on the MEX5, moisture detection becomes fast and easy.